What's up? What's up? Just gonna do a quick review here for the day of Wednesday, July 24th. Um, Today I ended up trading crude oil. Woke up very late for the day relative to what you know is most ideal. Um, in crude oil, we had just finished doing I believe, the inventories news release. So I had time to kind of get ready for that and kind of start trying to participate in whatever action that might bring. Um, with ES, I think I made a huge mistake and just kind of gave up. We'll take a quick look for the day. It's just been a downward move. Yesterday's end of the day was quite frustrating for me. I had this sort of thesis in mind. Um, it was not at all what I expected as to be as big of a move as it did. I would have liked for some opportunity to get involved, but there actually was, if I would have just really taken the time to give ES the chance and try to see where I could, you know, take participate and take some at least some not some scalps, but at least a piece of the pie. Just get some movers going. And but again, just because of the mindset that I had come in with, the biases, I just decided to kind of put it to the side and live to see another day. So I ended up going with crude oil, where we've had this most recent move on the higher time frames. We're traversing on the yearly, traversing on the quarterly, inbound down on the monthly, traversing the prior month's value area. Um, the weekly started off rotational after being imbalanced down for the week. I was looking to see if we could reignite that imbalance as we tested within, as we tested weekly VWAP and potentially weekly development value area high. Um, so that was the overall picture that I was looking at in crude oil, and with these yellow areas kind of indicating the levels for the weekly. I developed my thesis around that, my overall plan for the day, which I will show you real quick in my prep. So here's that prep. So basically, rotational within the weekly, imbalance down on the weekly, and then imbalance up on the weekly was the name of the game for me, and then just relying off the intraday for guidance to how we could execute that. Right after the inventories, I saw an opportunity to get short from development value area high. One of the things I would note was there was no excess on this high, and you can see how that came down later to effect, where we tapped weekly development value area low and then just ripped higher and created some excess for the day. And eventually I continued to short. I shorted even into the rejection from weekly development very high, which was a big mistake in my part, just because we had information, right? We had a piece of information. We're rejecting this weekly development area high with some good buying. There was almost no reason to get involved yet, and really just let it play out and let it set up for you, as it later did down the road. Although we didn't get continuation, we eventually did see some good opportunities to get involved. You saw just the excess being created, and then what looked like an attempt to return back into balance. I went for that short there, did not work. I shorted again, scratched, and then shorted again after seeing some weakness in the delta, and then scaled and then exited out for a flat day. Was pretty much ended up with a break even, a little bit below break even day. I can go ahead and showcase a little bit of that. So nothing too exciting on my end, but at the same time, it's exactly what it's a good day, because we're living to see another day. Um, we have a chance to review our performance. we're not drawing down significantly, and that to me is a win, especially because I had been struggling these past couple days. It's something that I'm in favor of, and I look to improve from here, and hopefully, and I look to improve my performance as we move forward, and that's pretty much what I have for today. If we can maybe if I can pull up some of the, let's see, I'm not sure I can. Let's see. Oh yeah, perfect. I'll show you my stats real quickly. I ended up with minus a half R for the day. 60% win rate. I guess that's pretty good. That doesn't feel like a 60% win rate, but I guess we'll take it. Yeah, I mean, nothing too much to harp on about. Again, I think that just the biggest thing was my preconceived notions about ES, and again, just not waking up on time. I feel like if I would have woken up on time, things would have been different. I would have came in with a vengeance, right, from what I wasn't able to accomplish yesterday, and probably, if we take a look at the order flow, just straight into the open, we're seeing just order flow come in, and you're seeing the delta, just the sellers just take this thing lower, right from an imbalance pullback on the DVA. So, and I've trained myself in these scenarios too, where we have days where you just gotta get involved right from the get go. And today was one of those days in ES, and it's really cool to see. I think this is a really great day to kind of keep in mind. It's a good day to playbook. I'll probably be making a playbook out of it, just because there's some good pieces, some good nuggets of information that you want to keep in mind for down the line, because we will run into days like this where right into the open you have the opportunity present itself for you, and you just get to ride it down into the finish, into the close, and what more can you ask for, right? As a Nadro intraday trader, that's money. And then to the as a devil's advocate, of course, you do end up with days where maybe you get a push down lower and then you get a pullback, right? So I think that's what I'm trying to keep in mind, right? Trying to identify, trying to separate why it was today the kind of day that opened. What were the factors that were there in order for this move to just trend down lower? And why didn't we see the kind of action that you might sometimes see, where we have a strong overnight sell-off and then a pullback, and potentially some just rotational behavior that might frustrate you most of the time, right? Because it's not always going to do this. So what are those factors that separate today versus those other days where you end up rotational right after a sell-off, and then you just chop yourself to pieces? Because I've had those days as well. So it's, again, being able to identify what the difference is, what are the small factors, and maybe even if, say, today we would have pulled back and gotten rotational, at least you would have had the opportunity to set yourself up for success, because again, you don't know what's going to happen, but at least you would have identified some factors that would have helped you been able to take on this opportunity and let it play out. Get yourself a good entry point, and if you got stopped out because the market decided to go rotational, that would have been fine. And so, but because you never know, you might end up with a nice trend day like today, or some rotation. So again, it's just been able to identify what those variables are that will help you get involved with these kinds of moves. Because man, what a beautiful move. What a big move, and I hope some of you guys caught that. And I look forward to seeing what the rest of the week brings us. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't mind sitting on hands and just letting things develop, letting some balance form, letting a new story develop. Because as of right now, we're just fully imbalanced down on a couple time frames, and then coming into this large area of the yearly DVA high and the quarterly, or I'm sorry, yeah, quarterly previous value area high. Um, my preference is to see what develops and to see what story will stand out to me, what makes sense to me, and how I can best capitalize on it. And so we'll see how well I do at that. Right, I say what I say what I have in mind, but hope executing what you have in mind is much harder as a trader. So let's just hope I'm able to accomplish that well for the end of the week. But that's all I have for today. Thanks for keeping up with my journey. Overall, I'm finishing the day break even. Still, on my account, so pretty much nothing to talk about. So yeah, see you guys another day.